Good morning, good evening. Welcome to this week's Fiverific Live Craft and Chat, where we craft and chat live. This week is I'm working on some really like brain heavy, intense projects, so I can't do them in the live chat, and because I need things that are a little lighter, honestly, because concentrating on you, concentrating on the tech, not much brain space for concentrating on the craft. So I thought, I wonder what everybody else's mindless projects are. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a public bundle over on Ravelry so that whenever we need a mindless project, we can go there, we can look at it and get some inspiration. So if you have specific patterns that you make or that you love to make that are pretty mindless, whether it's knit or crochet, doesn't matter. We're going to add both in. I've added a couple of projects into the bundle already, just a couple of my favorite mindless projects. This is not all of my mindless projects, but it's you know, it's some of them. Now, I don't know if that particular link's going to work, so let me know if that link works. Because I didn't click the share button, I just grabbed the link. But it is shared publicly, so anybody can look at it. But unfortunately, it doesn't appear, unless I'm wrong, and if I'm wrong, please tell me and I'll sort this out. It doesn't appear that there is a way to make it collaborative, which is mean I can't just make it public and let you all put your favorite links in. So somehow we have to get the link to me so that I can add it in. So that would be amazing. So let me have a look in here. Knitspin Girl says, good morning, all. Good morning. Molly says, good morning from chilly Adelaide. I miss Leanne's here. Sorry, Leanne. Leanne says, good morning on this beautiful winter's day in Queensland. It is a bit on the chilly side here today. What is the temperature? It wasn't as cold as yesterday, but it was still cool enough that we popped the heating on this morning. Oh, it's actually not too bad right now. It's 17, so I'll take that. Leanne says her mindless projects are pot holders or beanies, and hers would be a mindless crochet project. Now, I will say, when I'm looking for mindless projects, I do tend to lean towards crochet. And it's not to say that there's not mindless knitting, but it is mindless at the same time. Bianca says hers is a basic kind of scarf, would be pretty mindless. So the top I'm currently knitting is even more mindless as it is just stocking stitch. But yeah, since you're varying, striping 5 different yarns in varying ratios, a little mindfulness is still required. Yeah. Knitspin Girl says, socks used to be my mind to project, but then I overdid it and hurt my hand. Plain stockinette cardi or a jumper seems to be my go-to now. Knitspin Girl says she's currently knitting a flax without the garter stripes for my dad. Would you say that the flax would be mindless enough to add to our mindless list? Because I will add the flax. I'll add it to the bundle because I agree with you. The flax is pretty good. There's a little bit of mindfulness at one stage, but then you sort of just go in from there. It's Tin Can Knits flax, isn't it? Or is it something else? Tin Can Knits. Tin Can Knits flax pullover. I've actually accidentally just grabbed some poor individual's project. Let me just go. I'm just going to go into Ravelry and find it. A Ravelry. And then patterns. I'm going to screen share with my circle cam. There we go. Tin Can Knits patterns. And then we want flax by and search for flax. Tin Can Knits. There's like a billion projects called flax. It'd be nice if, oh, well. Okay, so we going flax worsted or flax DK? Which one should we could just add both. Like, if we could just add both. I mean, that one's already in the favorites, but I will add it to my, where is it? Fiberifian's Best Mindful Projects. And we'll add this one too. You get to see all the things I've got on my lists. There we go, and save changes. Alrighty. Let's go back here to our main. The flax is nice and simple. Yeah, it's 14 here in northern New South Wales. Contemplating putting on the heater. Excuse me. I haven't acclimatized after moving from Melbourne nearly 20 years ago. Look, one thing I'll say is I think this is a hot take, all right? Okay, so just be prepared. It's a hot take. I think it's okay for you to be cold when no one else is. And I think it's okay for you to be hot when no one else is. Because all our own bodies do our own things for heating and cooling. And I don't think that we should be belittling other people for what they find hot and cold. And if it is cold for you and you can put a heater on, put the heater on. And if it's hot for you and you can somehow cool it down, cool it down. That's my hot take. Sandy's here in the chat. She says that she crochets, come on, bring it on screen, the squares from Ophelia's crochet and then can sew them together to make baby blankets for charity. Would you say the Anna squares are mindless? Can we add them to the list? Do you think they match the mindless thing? So I'm just going to look up Ophelia's crochet. Oh, there's a 4-ply as well. I'll look for that too. Ophelia's, what is it? Ophelia's crochet. You know what? Let's not even just spell crochet with an O. Let's just do whatever we want. Okay, so what is it called? Anna. Anna waistcoat, Anna shawl, Ode to Anna blanket. Is that the one? I'll just screen share. Sorry. Oh, I forgot I wasn't screen sharing. Screen share. Screen share. There we go. Is it this one here? Ophelia Talks. Ode to Anna blanket. Is that in little squares? I can't tell if it's in squares or not. I don't know if that's it. I don't think that's it. Oh, Amelia says that she's back and she happened to be working on a flax sweater right now. How cool is that? The mindless ones, you've made a few. Yep. Okay. Well, I mean, that works. That tracks. Because like even with like some of these blankets that I've put in mine. Oh, this is it. All right. Let's add this to our list. Save in the favorites. Put it on our Fiberific bundle shortlist. Why is the difference? Oh, frequently used. It's going to move. It's going to end up in the frequently used. There we go. There it is. That's added in. So let me know if you want anything else added in there. And if you need the link again, let me know. And also let me know if the link works. That's always a bonus. And you can save that as, on your computer or something like that. So that if you're looking for inspiration on something mindless, you've got it. Because I really don't need to start another project. But everything I've got is just a bit full on for my brain right now. And so I'm looking for something, but I want something small. I don't want like another blanket. I just want something that is just, a little, and I'm like, do I need to make another one of those cool cows? Because I love those cows, but I've already got 2 of them. I'm like, oh man, I don't know. The reality is I don't need to keep whatever I make. I could make it for someone else. And I need some inspiration. I've got some worsted weight acrylic here. And it's blanket quantity, right? And I don't know what to make with it. But it's taking up precious space and I need to use it up and the glare is terrible. Amigo Melange 100% acrylic from Hobie. And it's taking up some space. I've got 12 balls. It uses a 5 or a 6 mil hook. So I'm thinking knee rug scenario. So like, oh, let's not make a blanket, but then let's make a blanket out of this. But this would be something that I would like chuck on the couch or like, because we go through blankets on the couch like you wouldn't believe. Like we're always, oh, the muscle burr beanie. Absolutely, that deserves to be in our list. Let me just go and find it and add it. Muscle. Musselberg by Isolde. There we go. Add that. Save in favorites to our mindless. Because that one's seriously mindless. Like that's something I'd make again in a heartbeat. Yeah, once you get past that very start bit, yeah, absolutely. The muscle borrow is a great one for mindlessness. But yeah, so I'm like I've got 12 of these, I think. So yeah, that would be pretty. That light's just killing that. There we go. No, let's try this. There we go. That's better. So it's got a little bit of interest, but it's mostly white. I bought it for making the trackies that I ended up making out of Sierra. And I don't really think I'll be making any clothes out of it. I know there's plenty of people out there who make no, knit or crochet, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Absolutely. Habitation throw. Oh, for this yarn, let me have a look at it. Let's have a look. So for this yarn, let's just share the screen. Screen share. Go to habitation throw. Habitation throw. Like I said, I don't know how to spell. Okay, so the Helen Stewart one, is that what I'm looking at here? Let's have a squizzy squiz. How much yarn do I need? So she says about 950 meters. How many meters have I got here? So I've got, it's 100 meters. Oh, so I've got 1200 meters. So I've got plenty enough yarn. Absolutely. Amelia says that's on the needles as well. Oh, I love that we're all here. Let's have a look at this. It actually doesn't look too difficult. Like what weight of yarn? Well, I mean, they're asking for 4-ply, and this is a definite worsted weight, but I'm sure we could, sure it doesn't matter. Although I'd probably need a lot more meterage to like 800 meters. Let me look. Yeah, the muscle burr beanie. Yep. Let's see what other people have made it with. Let's see if we can find someone who's made it with worsted weight yarn. So let's have a look here. No, advanced. Because you can go search advanced within the project itself. So let's search advanced. We're looking for the yarn. Meterage, colors used. Did I go past the yarn already? Probably did. There it is. Weight. Let's see who's made it in DK or worsted. There's a couple of hundred people that might give us an idea of meterage that we need. 2,500 meters they needed for theirs. Might not have enough in this yarn. I do only have the 12 balls. Oh, they've got 1,200 meters on this one. 1,000 meters on this one. How big did that end up? Let's have a look at Bucky Beth's. So she did 1,000 meter, a 300 gram skein. How big did it go? I wanted a more rectangular throw. She does not put final measurements 30 inches by 40 inches. So that's actually still a decent size. That's like 100. So 40 inches is 100 centimeters, which is a good length for a small. I think I've got 1,200. Let me just double check. I could be wrong. Don't you all fall down up there. I know it's very precarious. I have 12 balls in total, and they are at 100 meters for 50 grams. So let me just switch you back over to here. So I'll just push you back a little bit. There we go. 100 meters for 50 grams. So I've got sort of 600 grams here. But yes, you're right, Dolores, you can adjust it. That's one of the advantages of patterns like this. I just don't think it's going to end up quite big enough. Although I definitely have some yarn that I'm going to save this in my favorites under my blanket shortlist. So that one's being saved, but I think I'm going to save that for some other yarn that I've got. The Spin Your Granny is such a fun project. I don't know, would that be considered mindless? I don't know if it would be. I mean, making all the middles would be mindless, but then it's less mindless when you're constructing it or planning it. So that's the thing, like that would be the downside on that one. As I'm not, I mean, it's a fun make, and I will be making it again because I love it. But I don't know if it is if it's mindless per se. Let me just go to Spin Your Granny. Oh, I need to go back again. Patterns. Spin Your Granny. I loved making Spin Your Granny. The only thing I didn't like about it was the fact that I actually ran out of yarn and had to beg, borrow, and steal from all my friends who had it. That's mine. Oh no, that's someone else's. Hang on a second. I don't think mine's there, but mine's very similar colors to that one. Let me have a look here. Projects 248. I definitely took a photo. Out on the grass. And the thing with the Spin Your Granny is, yeah, it's a paid pattern for a granny square thing, but they give instructions for like every variation. Like all these different sorts of color things, everything is in there. That's not mine. That's beautiful. And I would have loved to put a border on mine. However, let's just, you know what would be faster? If I actually went and looked at my projects and went Spin Your Granny in my projects. There it is. Look at that. That's my one. There's Abby all rolled up in it. That blanket has just seen some serious love in our household. It's starting to get a little on the ratty side. But, you know, it's like the preparation and the planning and the thinking about it, I think would be a little more than mindless. Once you get started, it's more mindless. Yeah, yeah, exactly right. Once you've made your decisions in the beginning, making it is mindless. Yeah. Now let me know in the chat here, when you need a mindless project, do you need it to be like a mindless from the start, or have you got enough like brain energy to plan out something, or do you just need something you just reach over and grab a hook and just start? Because I'm a bit more, I need to reach over and grab a hook and get started. So kind of person. Yeah, I did that in 2020. That's right. It's written right there. It is beautiful, and I would do it again in a heartbeat. Now, the version I did was probably less mindless than some of the other versions, because one of the things about the pattern is you can make it just with the solid colors and not do the size shaping, and just do like all your solid color squares, and then just do all your white or whatever your main color is around for joining and the border. And like do like this one right here. Come on up, little picture. This one right here, she's just done full size squares in like a beautiful rainbow of colors, and then done all her half triangles in white and the border in white and all the joining in white. And it's so effective. That would be a lot more mindless than one of these ones where we've got to think about how many of this color and this size sort of thing. But this is the thing. With this one pattern, there's all of these options. You know, like you don't have to plan it. You don't have to think about it. You could just go in and do it, really. Um, Totally your call. And that's one of the things I love about this pattern is how simple it is. Like, so this one here, they've done the rows of the colors with the matching triangles on the edges. So rather than fill the white edge triangles and do the bigger white border, they've done the colors all the way nearly to the edge. And I also love that. I think that's very, very effective. Um, yeah, I think that would be great as well. So, you know, we've got choices. There's choices. But I don't know if I would consider it mindless because you've got to make some choices. So I don't know. Let me know in the chat. Would you consider that a mindless project? It is beautiful and it is stunning and it is worth the effort, but is it mindless? Dolores says that her mindless project this year is a really simple garter stitch blanket. There's no pattern. The yarn is a merino boucle, so that makes it special and squishy and interesting, but the actual knitting is simples. Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. I love that as well because sometimes that's just what we need. We just need the simples. Market bags are a good simple crochet project. Yeah, if you've made a few, they are. Your first one, probably not. But once you've made a couple off from the same pattern, absolutely, yeah. Hey, Gabby, it's great to see you. Leanne says that we had the designer for Spin Your Granny at the Australian Crochet Guild convention last year. Yeah, she seems very nice. Like I've messaged her a little bit. She sent me a very kind message when I posted the photos of mine and was very encouraging. So she seemed to be very lovely. I'm going to have some more coffee here. I do have coffee, I do have tea, and I do have water. I have all of the things. Now, I'm sorry about the wild man from Borneo hair, but I washed my hair last night and half of it is pulled back into a ponytail. So this is half my hair. It's just gone a little bit crazy. It's a little bit crazy today. A little bit crazy today. Note to self, when you wash your hair, you have to put the product in. But yeah, so whereas with these ones, it's more like a setup row and then the rest is mindless. So that's kind of where we're going. Why did I was going to say, why didn't the other stuff fit in? But there it is. So this is, I mean, the flax is probably in that once it's set up, you're good to go. And that's the same with the muscle borrower. So I think we're sort of skewing the definition a little bit. But yeah, I don't know. Dolores says, once it's set up and the decisions have been made, that could be good. But I wouldn't start it at the time I need the mindless. I would agree with that 100%. I would agree with that because sometimes when you need the mindless, you just straight up need the mindless. Like right now, like you want to be crafting, but it's like, okay, have you ever sat down in front of the TV, opened up Netflix or whatever? It doesn't have to be Netflix. One of those things, Netflix or Prime Video or Paramount or Disney, whatever, HBO, and sat there and scrolled for so long because you can't decide on what you want to watch. Now, I know I'm not alone because Netflix made a feature that is, you can't decide, let us decide for you. And they will just start a show. And like, you might skip it because it might not be really what you're in the mood for. But like, I know I'm not alone in the world. I might be alone in this chat, but not in the world. Not enough, and not if Netflix noticed it enough that they actually built in a feature. So, excuse me. So I'm just having a look. Do we have any more patterns that we can add into our mindless sort of thing? The ranunculus is back up on the hot list. Have we all noticed that? And the Hohi Locatelli new top is up. I don't think that's my speed, but that's very cute. But yeah, what's Rain Bloom? Oh, that's gorgeous. From Knit Love Wool. 40% off. Interesting. I love that it's so effective when it's just 2 colours. That's lovely. I like that a lot. I'm still not ready to do colour work yet. I'm still not ready. I'm not for a garment for myself, you know. Yeah. I'm not ready. I'll get there. I'll get there. Dolores says it's guilty. You're definitely not alone. Thank you, Dolores. And Bambi says, I like that they've added categories at the top for the movies and the documentaries. It's so helpful. Yeah, Bianca, it is. It's so beautiful. It's just so beautiful. And I like how, like, at the bottom, we've got this sort of garter section. So it's not going to roll for a start. Is it garter or is it? Yeah, that's garter for sure. But yeah, that's gorgeous. That's absolutely beautiful. But I'm still afraid of color work. So I've got to get over it. I've got to get past it. And I will eventually, but not this week. What's this one? The Sabe top. That's very pretty. If you're a sleeveless top wearer. Look at that shoulder seam. Oh, that's very interesting construction. And look at those fully fashioned decreases and that line there. That's gorgeous. That is very pretty. That is very pretty. I'm not a singlet wearer, but if you were a singlet wearer, that would be a gorgeous one to add to your list. Anyway, we could just sit here and just scroll Ravelry together. Because, you know, I could do that. I don't know if that's the best use of our time, but we could legit do that. All right, let's have a look here. Oh man. So I've been testing out some stuff. So on the Monday live stream, I tested out whether I could 4K stream, right? And it turns out I can 4K stream. I don't want to do it regularly. So I thought, oh, today I'll just drop it down to the 2K streams, like in between the two. Maybe I won't get the alert message. But no, there it is. I've got the alert message. You know, like, oh, the stream health is lower than recommended. You're just like, oh, for goodness sakes. I can't control that. Anyway, I don't like it when I get like little messages, is what it is. That's the one I want. That's the screen I like. So yeah, so did anyone come up with any other suggestions for using this? Because I'd like to get it, like, I've got this bag. There's a bag of stuff. I'm going to drag it over. I'm going to show you the bag of shame. All right. The bag of shame. It's big. And it sits in the middle of the floor of my craft room. And there is some stuff in there that just needs to be put away. Like this just needs to be put away. That's just some Bendigo cotton 8-ply. But then there's like, what am I going to do with that? I was going to do something with it. Hey, look, there's knitting needles in that. I don't want to. I don't like it. There's some leftovers from projects which just need to be put away. You know, there's yarn that I hate. Like, I hated that. That was awful. It's my bag of shame. All right? Like, let's just be honest. Let's just put it away now. You've seen it. Now, there's technically two of those. Right? But this is in the bag of shame. Right? And if I can find a project that I can quickly just do in this live stream and get it started, and then it won't be a bag of shame. It won't be in the bag of shame. It'll be in a project bag of abundance over there with all the rest of the project bags. Then I can do something. So I'm going to go to Ravelry. Like, let's just screen share again. We're going to do this. We're going to go and find a pattern. We've got the meterage. Oh, hello. You're in that screen. Hello. We'll go here. Okay, so we're going to go to patterns. I'm going to crochet it, I think, but I'm going to leave it for knit and crochet to see if something jumps out at me. So let's go to advanced search. We've got our meterage. So we've got about 1,200 meters of our, I mean, I'd say it's a DK to worsted. So I'll put both in. So it's a DK or worsted. Technically Aran as well. It's all sort of 8 to 10 ply. It's acrylic, so I don't want a garment. So I'm thinking Something for the home. Where is our thing? There we go. Home. So all home. That narrows it right down. Okay, so that's mostly blankets for the meterage that we've got, which makes sense. That makes sense. That's beautiful. Look at that. This yarn would not do that project justice at all, but geez, that's just stunning. Oh, I love that. I'm going to save that one. Save and favorites. Blankets. Save. That's gorgeous. That's absolutely gorgeous, and I think we should all make one. But not with dodgy, crap, cheap, multicolored acrylic. I don't think it'd work. I think you need a solid color for that. I mean, I'd be tempted to use my Midland stash for that one. Let's just be honest right there. Okay. Yes, it is the decision thing, like selecting it is absolutely the exact same thing. You can search the yarn too and see what other people have made with it. That really helps. That's a great idea. Let's just duplicate this, open up another window. We're going to go to yarns. It is called Amigo Melange. Search Amigo Melange Excel print. Excel print. There we go. There's 80 projects. Let's see what people have made with it. A cat! Someone's made a cat with it! Oh my gosh, that's adorable. I need to make a cat. Oh, the yarn is called Amigo Melange. Or do you need the name of that beautiful knitted blanket? Like, yeah, so if you're looking for the yarn name, you can't see it there. Amigo Melange. No, I don't have it listed in my Ravelry stash. It was in the bucket of shame. Well, stuff in the bucket of shame isn't in my Ravelry stash. It's my shame. All right, let's go over here. Oh, that's an interesting. Oh, what have you made there? You've made a hood. Very nice. It knits up nice. That's actually really encouraging. This is my exact colorway, I think. Maybe this one's got some pink in it. Let's have a look here. Melange print. What color did they get? I know hers has got some pink in it. She's got tropical sea. I don't have tropical sea, but that's still gorgeous. It's nice to see how it knits up. Very subtle. I like that a lot. That's actually really encouraging. Lots of garments. That's very cool. Spider blanket. A Sophie scarf. The cat still is what got my attention. Like, seriously. Oh, I love that someone's done a mosaic with it. That's really clever. You know what? That crochet jumper looks quite nice in it as well. I can't wear a full acrylic jumper, so it's no good to me for that. But that still looks great. They've added in some interest colors in that. Very cool. Again, with some interest. I do love the idea of these big buckets, but I tend to use my scrappy junk blanket. I don't mind blankets. Oh, it was knitted. Yeah, it was definitely knitted. Let me just go back to be hang on a second. Here it is. The Bray Winds blanket. It was knitted. But absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. All right, let's keep scrolling here. Look, I'm encouraged by how well this yarn comes up. Let me tell you that right now. Very encouraged. I don't really have anything in my stash that'll go with it, so I can't extend it out. So what I've got is what I've got. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of work in that. The petite knit Sophie scarf, again, gorgeous. There's a lot of people who've made that. Have you, let me know in the chat, have you made the Sophie's Knit petite scarf? The Sophie scarf from Petite Knit? There's a unicorn. That's so cute. Oh. I'm getting the feeling that my hands want to make, or my heart wants to make some more amigurumi. I haven't made one. You could make the basket to hold your bag of shame. Yeah. Uh, I love that. That's such a good idea. It could be the basket of shame instead of the bag of shame. Yeah, I could. I really could. Oh. Bianca, are you making a basket of shame? Let me know in the chat who's making a basket of shame. Let's keep digging in. I really I have to say, I'm very impressed with how it knits up and how it crochets up as well, actually. Because sometimes when something knits up nice, it doesn't crochet up nice. But this does both well. They did really well when they came up with this yarn. Well, that's super cute. And it's got some holes in it, so it would breathe a little bit. That's the problem I have with the acrylic garments, is they don't breathe. Oh, you've made the Sophie scarf. Okay. I mean, I don't hate the idea of a basket of shame. The thing I like about the bag of shame, though, is it's easier just to lift up and move out of the way and tuck under things. Get it out of my sight. Oh dear. All right, so let's go back to what we could do with our meterage that we've got. Other than the cat, nothing really jumped out there. So we've got 1200 meters. Oh, I can specify one color used. So that narrows it down a little bit. So I don't get so many where they're expecting like multicolor changes. You don't have to do that, but you know, I find it to be a bit helpful. Let me look here. That's so classy. Another beautiful classy thing. And like in a semi-solid, that comes out just gorgeously. I really like that. We're gonna save that one. Oh, it's a garn pattern. I'm not a fan of drops patterns. Oh look, it did. It's moved up. Oh, hang on a second. I put that in the wrong spot. In favorites. Take it out of there. Blankets. Save. Okay. I really like that one. Should let's just see what they can offer with crochet. Okay, so we haven't specified a thingy. Let's see. Crochet. There's like 800 crochet projects that with this meterage. Bianca says she likes the idea of those baskets as well. Yeah, I really like the idea of them. Very much so. I've been having a dream of like a, dedicated craft corner where I've got a comfy chair and a little coffee table, and then also my rug that I want to make, the jelly roll rug, a jelly roll rug on the floor. And I actually saw a jelly roll basket that same sort of shape. I think we could crochet one instead of doing it as a jelly roll, and you could have one of those next to the chair. That would fit in with my mind palace of ideal comfy crafting spots. Yeah. Oh, the gentle echo pattern isn't drops, it just suggests a yarn. Let me go back. Oh, hang on. Where is it? Oh, I added it to my favorites, didn't I? Favorites. I put it in blankets because I don't like their designs. They're very poorly written for the most part. Oh, it does. It does suggest the yarn, but it is designed by somebody else. Sorry, Yarn Sonata, for saying that. Well, I'm much more encouraged now. Oh, also, drops patterns are usually free, so that one's got a cost, which is okay because that's a beautiful pattern. But 2,300 yards for the big one. How big is the big? 59 inches. So so I don't have the meterage to make it a size I'd like, But that's very nice. These are some of the blankets I would like to make. They are already in my list. Um, so let's go back here. I mean, I don't have a knitted blanket out in the lounge room. I've got lots of crocheted ones, and I've even got minky ones, and I've got one where I had polar fleece and I crocheted a border on it, which because I managed to get some really great Marvel polar fleece really inexpensively. So how could I not? Like, let's be honest. These are lovely. These are very nice, but they're all quite small, aren't they? Because 1200 meters just doesn't go very far in crochet for a blanket. It's definitely baby sized. So maybe, oh, what's this one? What are you? 1000 meters. It's available for free from the We Crochet website. It uses a big hook. It's a good size. It's basically a like a feather and fan thing. What do you guys think about that? No, I don't have anything to combine with this. It's thicker than most of the stuff I've got in my stash here, and I don't have much in the way of an acrylic stash. I've been really paring that down. So the acrylics that I do have are much finer because they're more Australian DKs than American worsteds. So, oh, I've got a notification here. Let me just see what that is. I've got some parcels and stuff on their way, and I'm just trying to see if any are coming today because I may have bought some stuff, possibly. What's arriving today? There is something coming, but it won't tell me from who. Go to my Post tracking instead, rather than silly shop tracking, which gives me no information. Ooh, I know what it is. Ah, it's some vinyl for sewing. That's so unlike you. Yes, stop it. Yeah, I don't think I have knit like a little bunny rug, like a little baby blanket. Oh, I'm like, why is this mouse not working? Because it was on the wrong screen. I've knit a baby blanket, and I started trying to knit a blanket that had like this really interesting triangle. Each colors was in triangles, and it was just I kept stuffing it up, so I frogged that. Stop distracting me from sewing with pretty patterns. No. Um. This one looks really nice. I do believe it might not be mindless while you're setting up, but like just a couple of rows, and then it looks like it would be a thing. I mean, it's a free pattern. We're going to go to her page. Let's click on it. Beautiful yarns. You need to download the free pattern, which you can just go in and download it. No, I don't want to look. Definitely not. Off you go. That one's getting added. It's getting added to the list. Saving favorites. That's gone on the short list. Yeah. That's very nice. That's very nice. But I think you're right. Let's have a look at some knitted blankets because we might get a bit more meterage out of a nice knit. Not meterage, like we've got the same meterage, all right, but we might get a bit more length or a bit more width with something that's knitted rather than crocheted. So let's go with knitted and see what we get. We get that beautiful Bray Winds one again, which looks stunning. Um, Gosh, there are some clever people out there, aren't there? Look at what they're creating here. Do I want it to be totally mindless and just a stockinette? Or do I want it to be something like one of these with a little bit of interest, which would be a very regular repeat? Yeah, you definitely get more area. You're right. You're right. These ones from 410 Studio. Has anyone used anything from 410 Studio? 31 projects. Let's have a squizzy squiz. People are succeeding with their projects. That looks really nice. How many meters? 25-inch by 30-inch using 600 meters. And I've got double that meterage. They had 1,300 meters and they got a 34-inch width. I reckon if they, did they measure that before or after they blocked it? Because that's not blocked there. Whereas that one's blocked. You can see by how puffy it is. Game Widow says, I have plans for making a Mitre Squares knitted blanket with Sierra after Bendigo. I love the idea of mitered squares. I really do. I think they look amazing. However, I'm really crap at picking up stitches. And I think I would like to have a go at maybe mitered squares utilizing one of those Laura Nelkin-esque sort of techniques where she uses the knitting cable keeper, whatever it's called, the silicone tube, and having that hold my stitches so I wrap the yarn around them while I'm knitting. I think that would make my life a little bit easier. But like, what do you guys do? Like, how many of you have made like mitered square projects where you've got to do all the picking up stitches and stuff? Yeah, I agree, Leanne. Once a regular repeat, once you've memorized it, is mindless. I agree with you 100%. That's a really cute blanket. I like the look of that one. So I'm going back to screen share now. Barbercord. Yeah, I think Barbercord, it was the name that the guy who was selling it originally, he sells it under, but I think it's just called Stitches Keeper as like not the official stuff. A 4-ball Garter Weave baby blanket by Heidi Sunday looks pretty and is fairly mindless. So what's it called? Garter Weave baby blanket by Heidi Sunday. Let me just go and see if I can find it. Patterns. It's called Heidi Sunday. Heidi Sunday. Okay, so Heidi Sunday has 56 designs. So what is it called? It's called a Garter Weave baby blanket. I'm not screen sharing, am I? Screen share. Oh, here it is. The 4-ball Garter Weave baby blanket. So let's have a look here. The easiest baby blanket with the most classic look, a quick and satisfying beginner or expert project. 10 ply, what size needles? 9mm needles, that's massive. Oh, are you holding all 4 skeins together? Is that what we're doing here? No? No, I don't think so. Let me have a look at this. No, I don't think that's what we're doing. Although that does look rather chunky. That looks very nice. I like the look of that. Let's have a squizzy squiz. It does seem fairly small for 700 meters. Like it's taking up like a corner of a bed there. Let's have a look and see what people are doing. Let's have a squizzy squiz. Yarn held double and used size 11 to get the gauge. Followed instruction for the chunky weight version. I held my yarn double. It does usually tell you. I mean, it depends on if the designer sets the project page up. Let me have a look here. No, they haven't specified that it's yarn held together. But when you're the designer setting up the page, you have to put that in. Ravelry don't do that for you. You've got to do it yourself. I'm I don't want it. I don't want something held double. I don't think. I think that'll be too chunky. But I don't have to, do I? I could just use smaller needles. It's a very nice pattern. Hmm. It's all the ends that put me off the mitered square blankets. I've made this sweet shop blanket in the baby size. Oh yeah, there would be a lot of ends, wouldn't there? But you could do a weavy thing as you go, right? I don't know what this was. This is just, I don't know, something that happened when I was talking. Oh, look at that precious one. Let's just, yeah, I like that. I do like that. Save. I'll go back to the main pattern page and save that. Save in favorites. I want it just in my blankets list. Okay. I remember when we were Zooming, Emma, we all celebrated your finish. Yeah. You darned in all your ends during Zoom calls. Yes, I remember that. Oh, no, back to the other page with all the. Yeah, because I think this here is probably very similar to what the other one is, except yarn held single. Very similar idea, at least. I do like it. Do you have a stitch pattern that you like doing that you could do in a blanket? I don't really. Not anything sort of. Nothing comes to mind. My brain's a bit mushy today. Hence this live stream about not being able to find something to work on because all my projects are too hard. All my projects are up to hard things. I'm like on sleeves and on yucky bits. I'm just like, or something's wrong and I can't work it out. I'm like, this hurts my brain. But some of these are just stunning. These really are just beautiful. There's just so many as well. Like that's the problem I'm having right now. There's so many to choose from that they are just all just gorgeous. And it's a blanket. Didn't you start something like with the little? I did, Leanne, but I don't think it's going to work out because all the colors are the same. And it just wasn't looking that good, to be honest, as the little hexies. And I was starting to run out of colors to do, and then I realized I was going to run out and have like a piece that wasn't even like I weighed what I had versus what I used, and it was just no, that's the Battenberg that I changed into my headrest cover. That's a different thing that I started and didn't finish. But sometimes like especially when you're using scraps and things like that, sometimes the idea that you have in your head, it's actually going to be a really long-term project, like as in years and years and years, as I use more of my other 4-ply that I've got from other dyers or even commercial. That's all going to have to go into it because I just straight up don't have enough in my scraps. So, yeah. And I do like that idea, but it's a very long-term project and I honestly don't know if it's going to work. No, it's all good, Bianca. It was two different crochet projects. Same yarn though, same yarn packs. Like I was using the minis that were the same colors. Like it makes total sense. This is not straight. There we go. Now luckily for us, the yarn has some color. So, even if we do something very simple, yeah, I made it to suit me. Absolutely. I much prefer this over the black. The black didn't work with the chair either, honestly. Um, let's have a look here. Let's have a look and see what the the hot right now. So let's see what people. Yeah, look, there's the Bray Winds. Of course, it's right there at the top because that's stunning. That's very pretty with little hearts on it. The Geo blanket. See, look at that. I get to have the triangles I like, but they're just added in with garter stitches rather than picking up stitches. It's just decreases and increases, right? That's cute because I kind of do like the triangles. Like, I do. I do like the triangles. What are you wearing, Anita? Oh my gosh, that's just stunning. Look at that work. That's just beautiful. I like how they're like, oh, it's a baby blanket, but it's like, look at it. That's not a baby. That's a going out blanket. That is gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful. Beyond me right now with my brain being all like, that's too hard. It's got cables. Run away. I've made this peekaboo baby blanket. I've done that with some beautiful 4-ply cotton. Gorgeous. So such a squishy good blanket. This is also beautiful as well, but probably beyond my brain capacity right now. I love the little detail. I used to make a lot of face washes that had the picture put in with the knits and pearls. Wouldn't it be gorgeous? That green one would be gorgeous as a jacket, without a doubt. Without a doubt. Or even like a big swing coat. Yeah, there's so much to choose from. This is the problem. Like, there's 26 pages of good stuff. My poor brain. I think based off, look at this. This looks like it could work. 1400 meters for the biggest size. Let's see the dimensions below. Let's look at the dimensions. That's okay. So we don't need the biggest size. We need either the large throw or the XL Afghan. So, somewhere in there. Yeah, the body of that is mindless. The border is not. Agreed. Agreed. I mean, but it could just end up being another project that just sits beside me and does, over there in the stack. I really like the look of this one. Now I'm going to be super cheap for a second here, and I'm just going to see what our options are with either free or already in my library. Okay, so I've got the little matte blanket from Tin Can Knits. Or malt blanket. Can I look at what it looks like opened up? Has anyone made it? Oh yeah, 1,200 people have made it. Let me have a look here. This might be an option. Oh no, it's very extra plain. I like that this person's added in some extra stripes there. Yeah, I don't understand that. What's that square for? Yeah, agreed, Game Widows. It's like, as I sit here in the 8-degree Celsius cold, I'm dreaming about big, squishy cardigan blankety jackets. I'll tell you what is amazing for that is my Jethro blanket, my Jethro cardigan. It's like wearing a blanket. It is so toasty that it has to be really cold. Otherwise it's too hot. So I love the idea of this. This one's a no from me. What was the other one that I have? Childhood wishes. Okay. So we get rid of that. Let's see what's available for free. There's 300 available for free. So let's see what our options are. There's some great options available for free. What's Barocco? Barocco's design team is good. Oh, no, that's a center out one. That one scares me. Sorry if you guys can hear Abby blowing her nose, but she needs to. I like this too. It's very simple, with just a bit of interest. Is that like an every second row kind of shift there? That's very cute. I like that. Very simple. I think I probably am going to choose one of these freebies. I've always got a. Let me know in the chat. Does anyone else have a soft spot for a feather and fan? I definitely have a soft spot for feather and fan. That's what this stitch here is. It's a variation of a feather and fan. So it made me think of it, but I'm thinking more of the much more open version. Definitely have a soft spot for feather and fan. I'm just having a look through, see what other options are here. See, look at that. How could you not love that? Imagine that with some little blue speckles through it on a creamy white background. Couple of holes to allow the cool air through so that you don't overheat being under acrylic. Means you can also block it more open, make it bigger. Oh, look at that parakeet blanket. I like that. And I'm assuming because of the yarn. That's very cute. Oh yeah, I'm the same. The sniffling that bothers me. Yeah, absolutely. And when you need to blow your nose, you just need to blow your nose. You don't want to be judged for it. You already feel like crap. Man, there's some choices here. What's this zigzag baby blanket? That looks cool. I mean, it's a baby blanket, so I would need to add some extra. Oh, it's a baby blanket that still uses 900 meters. How big is the baby blanket? Um, Thank you for not giving us the size of the blanket it makes. Pet peeve. Does anyone who make it put the size in? 72 meters. I mean, they've got lots of information in there, but none of it is what size the blanket is. Good job. I think this would be one of those ones where if once you got started, it's like a feather and fan. You just sort of go with it. But there's not enough information on it. I need to know that I'm going to get a decent sized blanket with my 1200 meters. I think we're starting to move into a bit more brain hungry territory here. I mean, these are beautiful. Don't get me wrong. But they look a little more brain hungry. What's this one? Walking the tree. Oh yeah, no, that's beautiful. Look at that beautiful lace work. That is beyond me right now, but that is gorgeous. And I love that choice of colour too. Gorgeous. Save you into the blankets. Boom. Alrighty, let's go back to the start. There was my question. Do you guys think I will actually get anything decent blanket wise out of 1200 meters of a bulky yarn? Oh, not bulky. It's a worsted weight yarn. Let me know. Or am I just dreaming? I could be just dreaming, honestly. My coffee is cold. I do not like it. What are you? You're very nice. 5 mil. Chonky. Knit 4, purl 4. I could do that. That's a good size. It's not looking promising. It's not looking promising, is it? It's really not. That's 2,000 meters. 700 meters. If it's lacy, it could be big, but kind of defeats the purpose, I guess. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. See, 1,800 meters made. I mean, I'm assuming that's a double bed with the number of pillows across it. So I don't have 1,800 anyway. Yes, I don't think I'm going to get to do what I want to do. And that's why this yarn is in the basket of shame, because there's not enough to do anything with it. I just want to check something here. Hang on. I just want to do a comparison of a thickness with, say, I mean, this yarn doesn't go with it, but I just want to see the difference in the yarn weight thickness. Oh. You know what? This could probably go with it. You could always weave. I could always weave it, but I'm not going to weave acrylic. I mean, this is pretty. I mean, this stuff goes a little bit thick and thin, this is just Crypto 8 ply. I've got 2 balls, so 300 grams, so 428 meters. So it is a little thinner because it's a single. It's not plied, so it's not the same. But it could match enough. And the reason why I'm so curious about that, this color is probably. I mean, it could work, but I've got a better option somewhere. Hang on a second. We can do a swatch. A blue one. I've got a blue Crypto. I saw it over here in the other basket of shame. I have a blue Crypto. We could do a swatch. Do we do a knitted swatch or do we do a crochet? Let's just do both. Let's just do both swatches. We're swatching. Because it'll either work or it won't work. And if it won't work, it's fine. And if it will work, it's fine as well. Because I happen to have 4. So I've got enough of the blue to spread that out. If all the ifs, if it'll work. And that would actually help to utilize not just yarn in the basket of shame, because that probably shouldn't have been in the basket of shame. Basket of shame, bag of shame. Now, see, look, now I need to make a basket of shame. Bag of shame plus overload area, so the overflow area of yarn. So let's just pull out some yarn. Game Winner says she's planning on bringing her 25 centimeter loom to retreat. Awesome. Are we having some positive motion for the Sunshine Coast retreat? It's nothing set yet, but we're definitely having some positive motion. Now, am I alternating this particular yarn for the swatches, or am I holding them together? I think I should alternate it personally, but you guys tell me. I might need knitting needles. What do you recommend? You recommend a 5 to 6 mil. You recommend a 4 mil. So let's go with the 5 mil. Do I have 5 mil handy? Yes, I do. Do. I've got a cable just there. Hello, cable. We're just doing a swatch. We don't need a big long cable for this. What about a cozy set, like a beanie, a cowl, matchy match? The problem being, Leanne, I don't use acrylic for any of those things. I don't wear acrylic. Like, this is the problem that I have. I don't like to wear acrylic. I make my beanies out of wool. I make my clothes out of cottons. Nothing reacts well for me. Abby wears acrylic, you know. She likes the acrylic beanies because she can't wear wool. She gets itchy. So we could probably keep a ball back and make her a beanie, but I don't know if it's her colours. So which one are we going to swatch? Let's go with this one here. It was the Meadow Lane, the Knit for Pearl for, which created the vertical. Here we go. I'll just quickly screen. No, that's not the right one. There we go. Disconnect. Sorry, phone. Disconnect. This one here. So it had like the Knit for Pearl for, and what I'm thinking is like 2 row stripe. Leanne's asking if anybody is planning on going to Mullaney next weekend for Knitfest. It's Knitfest, right, at Mullaney? Any dates for Sunshine Coast? We're looking at May of 2027 at this stage. So nothing is set, nothing is firm, but we are looking in May for 2027. So, yeah. Leanne says she could give it to me. I could. I'd have to give it away. But then I feel like I'm giving away my shame. You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Like, let's have a look. What do we need here to do this thing? Let's have a look. I'm going to actually go off the screen share here. There's no offense, but you should go and download the pattern for yourself if you want it. Okay, let's have a squizzy squiz and see if there is a way to just work out. No, stop that. I don't need an Adobe lesson. Duh. I just want to read my document. Thank you. All right. Let's look here. So with a US size 8 needle, what is that? A US size 8 knitting needle. I don't even know what that is. Why can't they use millimeters like normal people? All right. I mean, we've got a lot more yarn now, so I can ignore that. All right, let's look here. 108 stitches. What is the repeat? Where is the gauge? Test the gauge. Oh, okay. It really is as simple as knit for, purl for. Yeah, May works better. Yeah, May works better for a lot of us. Also, it's for those that are able to attend both retreats. It just puts it a little bit further away. Okay, so it is a straight 4x4 repeat, but you end and start with knits. So, just trying to think how many stitches we want to start with. This yarn is very chunky. I don't know if it's actually going to work with this other yarn. I think it is considerably chunkier. So what do we want? We'll just do 12 stitches. This is just a little swatch. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Actually, we want more than that. How many meters do you have in that second yarn? I've got at least 4 balls, and they are 150 gram balls at 428 meters. I wonder if I could just double it up. Well, doubling it up definitely puts it closer. The catch is if I double it up, we're not going to get, it's going to be, I mean, not that that was what you were suggesting, but we're going to, it's a changing yarn. So, yeah. So what do I want? So 12 plus 4, 16. I'm just trying to think because you need, because 12 wouldn't be enough to be like the beginning 4, the end 4 with 4 in the middle. So we want the beginning 4, the end 4, and 3 lots in the middle. So it's 12, that's 16, so we want 20 stitches. Um, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. All right, but yeah, we're just doing a little swatchy swatch here. So we, is it just the same every row? Yeah, it's just the same every row. Are you better doing the 4 rows and then the 2 rows in blue? I don't know. We could do all sorts of things. Let me just have a look here. It's not the nicest feeling acrylic either, I'll be honest. But it might be one of those ones where when you wash it, it comes out better. Oh, what have I done there? Can I count? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, turns out I couldn't count and I needed 6 stitches instead of 4 back there. Like an idiot. Yeah, this is mindless. Apparently I can't even count to 4. Good job, me. So here we got, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 4. Goodness me. Let's just as you have the less meters in blue. Oh, so you're thinking of doing 4 meters in this in the crypto, and then 2 meters in the Hobie. Is that what you're saying? Are you a pearl? You're a pearl. I did 5 pearls on the previous as well. That's it's just all wrong. Let's just, apparently my brain's more broken. So let me think. We've got 4 balls of this at least. I did have 20. I just need a torch just for a second, just to see if there's any more of it just here. No, it's out in the living room. Because it's under a table. It's dark. What was that, Tim? Oh, nothing. I don't need anything. It's all right. So, because what does that work out to be at? Hang on a second, ladies. Sorry. Calculator. So, calculating. Clear. 428 times 4 equals. So I've got 1,700 meters of this just in this room right now. I have 1,200 meters of the Hobie. So I have considerably less Hobie than I do of crypto. And I also know I've got more of this blue out in the living room. So I have 1,700 meters of it in here right this second. Now, if I actually hold it together, then I would halve that. So that's 900 meters. But that's if I held it together. But we'll have to wait and see. Let me just see what I can do here. Oh no, the coffee in Dallas is disgusting. Like, yeah, no, it was awful. I didn't like it. I didn't cope at all. 2, 4. It was Americans think Starbucks is good, okay? And we think Starbucks is toilet water. So when you're drinking their not good coffee, you can imagine. It's yeah, I drank tea while I was in America because the coffee was undrinkable. Or at least in Dallas. I could be wrong. There could be other areas in America where the coffee is good, but the coffee in Dallas was dreadful. Um, it was very hard to get moving during the day. What am I up to? Knitting, 4 stitches. That's where my brain's at. I was like, oh, knitting and purling is very difficult. Knit, 2, 3, and 4, and purl, 2, 3, and 4. And we have to knit at the beginning and at the end. All right. Now I'm going to be doing some slip stitching on the edges and seeing how it looks. Knit 2, 3, 4, purl, 2, 3, 4, knit 2, 3, 4, purl, 2, 3, and 4, and knit. Okay. All right, let's throw in some of this yarn. We're just going to try single first and see how it looks. Yeah, it's awful. It's and they're like, oh yeah, this coffee's great. This is the best coffee, and you're just like, it's just not. 2, 3, 4. Apparently, I still can't count. I'm missing a stitch. Oh, I stuffed up at the start. I miscounted. I didn't count the slip stitch as a knit stitch. And he'll be better off if he can find Mexican cola rather than American Coke as well. It's also not quite what you're expecting. Alrighty. We'll get there. I did warn you all, right, that my brain is not functioning. Hence this particular style of stream. My travel buddy collects their mugs from different places, so we always go to Starbucks but don't drink their coffee. Oh, that's kind of funny. Oh, nice post notification. What are they telling me? Yay. Knits. We've done 1, 2, 3, 4 knits. So we're onto the pearls. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I actually think the difference in the yarn, 2, 3, 4, like the difference in the weights of the yarn will actually create a really nice texture. we'll see. I don't know if this blue's, I mean, this particular part of the blue ball might not go with it as well, but there's other parts of it that will. Um, He's staying at the Marriott, and there's a list he can fill out for requirements for his room. He's tempted to put Australian coffee and milk. That's the other thing. Getting actual milk makes a huge difference because most of the rooms just supply creamer. So actually asking for milk, um, rather than creamer is always a bonus. Um, A drive-through Starbucks recently opened next door to the Macca's here. I'm waiting to see how long until they close due to a lack of business. Unfortunately, what they've found is the Starbucks that open up, if they open up in an area that's got lots of tourists, it tends to do okay. If they open up in areas with lots of Australians, less so. I'm not sure if these tones of blue are going to work together. Because one's a bit more like...
Starbucks is caca juice.
Yes, it is, Abby. Oh, goodness. Sorry, guys. Oh. I didn't have my antihistamines this morning, and I've pulled yarn out of the shame bag, which is dusty. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Oh, I only did 3. Okay, so hang on a second. Slip 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll see how this is looking. I'm nearly ready to have a quick reveal. Oh, thank you for all the blessings. I appreciate that. Oh, yeah, that's not going to go well. These are all people who drink good coffee. Gosh. Macca's coffee is so much better than Starbucks. Oh, yeah. And agreed, Macca's coffee is awful. But Starbucks coffee is just so much worse. Now I think I'm going to have to remember to carry the yarn. I think 4 rows if this is going to be better. Okay, we're getting there. We are. I feel like I'm actually doing something now. And I'm super chuffed if I get to do this with stash yarn. I mean, the other option is, I don't have as much of it, but I've got that beautiful bright blue and purple. We can, I'll grab some of that. We can do that next. Because I'm just looking at this colorway, trying to work out which colors it'd work best with. So we'll do bits of both, and we'll swatch and we'll test and we'll see. But I'm thinking the needle size may not be doing us any favors. Oh, you think definitely the blue? It's not focusing. Come on, focus. There we go. That's where we're at so far. I'm going to do some more of the... I think when we do the blanket, I'll need to remember to carry the yarn properly, but we're just doing a sample here. So we just jiggery pokery it, right? Oh, could you hold up to the camera? Yes. So we've got that one there with the blue. And then we've got this one here with the unicorn. So we'll see. Yeah, that's right, Sandy. The best thing about swatches is you can test all the ideas. Absolutely. That's why we do them. And sometimes, depending on what you're swatching, sometimes your swatch can be utilised, but sometimes it can't. You just have to pull it out and reclaim the yarn. So let's try this. So knit. Oops, I forgot to slip the first one. Oh, look, I'll just knit it. It's joining on a new yarn. Knit. And then knit. Whoop. Don't drop your stitches. Oops, no, I've got to knit that. 2, 3, and 4. And purl. 2, 3, and 4. And knit. I think this section of this particular ball is quite gloomy. Oh, somehow I've lost count again. Slip. Knit, 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 purl, 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 purl. 1, 2, 3. Oh, back there. Hello, ball of yarn, randomly lunging yourself at me. Okay, knit again. I like the blue, the ocean looking, and the cream is the whitewash of the waves. Sandy says, I make sure to take photos of the swatch with the needles or hook just in case my notes aren't clear. Oh, yeah. I have saved myself so many times because I took a photo with the hook of the needles. Absolutely, I agree with you. Okay. All right, let's have a little squizzy squiz. This is how it's looking with, yeah, you know what? I think we'll stick with the blue. I think it creates more drama this way. Although I'm thinking I need to go down a needle size. Even for this chonky guy, because I'm knitting it quite loosely for whatever reasons. What have I got in here? I got 5s. Do I have any 4.5 tips? Handy. Just switch a tip. No, of course not. 4.5s in tips. Let's see if we can find something. It's got to be in Knit Pros. And I bet they're in the living room because these are DPNs. Of course. No, there they are. There they are. I thought I brought everything in. All right, cross your fingers. We can find a 4.5 tip in Knit Pros. 4. So 4.5. I can't see what you are. 5.5, 5, 4.5. There we go. do prefer metal if I can. They're all dull tips. I'm sad that are they sort of getting rid of the mindfuls? Because I know my local dealer, I can't get the sizes anymore. Is it like worldwide that the mindfuls are going? Because I prefer their sharper tips personally. Although I'll tell you one thing, the Xiaogu I'll be putting these on my Xiaogu quads. Did I mention to you all that I may have splurged and bought myself a few sets of the Xiaogu quad tips? Holy crap, in a basket. I'm obsessed. Xiaogu have confirmed. I sent a message asking if they'll be making these as DPNs, and they will be. But like when I cast this on, do I have a 4.5? I do not yet. I've ordered some 4.5s, but because once I got a few sets and tested it out, I'm like, oh my god. The only issue I have, this is the quads. Oops. Nice and pointy, sharp tips, gorgeous to use. I love them, right? I'm a collage girl. So when it comes to my DPNs, I love the collage. They're my absolute favorite, right? And it's just so gorgeous. And these are my favorite DPNs that I own. These are the ones these are my go-to DPNs first, right? But after using the new quads from Xiaogu, if they bring out DPNs, oh my gosh, I have to buy a whole set. They better put them into a nice case, because the quads don't come in a nice case right now. They just come like this, and they don't have all the sizes. They just have a few of them, and I think these are just as, I actually think these are, I'm going to say it, I think the thing I like about these better than the quads is they've got the longer tapered tip. Oops, sorry. So I've got the collage at the front, the quads at the back. Now this is an interchangeable, it's not DPN, but they've got the longer tapered pointy tip at the front. Now they've both got good pointy tips. I think this is pointier. So I think the quads are slightly pointier, and it's got the longer taper. The collage I love, but these are fantastic, and I'm getting more. And the other advantage is I don't have any stainless steel Xiaogus in a 4-inch, so I'm not doubling up anywhere. So I'm really lucky in that regard. So I'm getting those, and then I posted a message like, hey, any chance these are going to be coming out as DPNs? And the answer is yes, at the end of the year. So Merry Christmas, Chantel. You'll be getting a new set of DPNs. What size have I got here? I think these are the 4s. Yes, because I've got the 3.5s in a project already. They've already got a project out in the lounge room. Well, actually, they were swatching a project. But these are just, now anything I use, it's not these, feels less than. So, and these were like a step down, because I want short tips for this. I don't want long tips. Now I'm just trying to work out, like, I need to definitely do even numbers of rows so that all my yarn traveling is on one side. And I've definitely got less of this than I do of this. But what if we did every second batch of this was 4? So it was like, 2, 4, 4, 4, 2, 4, 4, 4, 2. What do you think? Do you think that would work? Because I really do like this. And I do want more of it. I don't know. What do you think? Bianca says they're so sharp and nice and tempting. They are. They're just delightful to use. They're just absolutely lovely. Now, I know not everybody likes a square knitting needle. So if you don't like a square knitting needle, you're not going to like these. It's that simple. But for those of us that do, next level, game changer, best square. I put them above the collage. Like, I love the collage, all right? But the quads are just a notch above. So Yeah, what do you think? What do you think of that? What about large chunks of each color? Well, the problem being I have a lot less of this. So this I have like, what do we say? 1700 meters or something. And this I have 1200 meters. So I need to work it so that we use a little bit more of this one than this one, which is why I'm thinking like alternating it. Also to carry the yarn up the sides, it's easiest with batches of two. You're thinking larger stripes. So do you think the 4 rows is large enough? Can you bring the quads to retreat for me? Absolutely, yes. You'll need to remind me closer to retreat though. Pretty good chance they're just going to live in my bag now. I'm like, I'm sorry, rest of my tips. Sorry, not sorry. I'm gonna do the larger section of this because I think the 4 is working better. Because we get to see the colours better. 2 rows just isn't enough, is it? Oh, I can't count again somehow. There, right there. Why do I give an extra? Like, I would understand why I messed up the first one because I'm slipping one and then doing 3. But then, for whatever reason, the next one I do 5. I need to make a list of the things I need to remind Chantal. Yeah, you do. If you want me to do it in 6 months' time, it's not 6 months, 2 months' time, you may need to remind me. Although there's going to be a really good chance I've got all my quads with me anyway, so you may not need to remind me of that. All right, so what have we got? Got 4 of those. 4 of those. All right. So for me, I'd use 2/3 of my bulk color, then knit all of the lesser quantity yarn. Then the last third of my bulk color, no yarn. Oh, you do like color blocking. Is that what you're saying? Rather than doing stripes of color, like, you know, like 4 or 6 stripes or something, like 4 or 6 row stripes, you would do like chunks of color. Is that what you're saying? Somehow, yet again, I still screwed it up. 2, 4, 2. There we go. I don't know if this is going to work out for me because apparently I can't count to 4. I thought 4 will be fine. That'll be no problem. I'll totally be able to do that. Yeah, cool. No. No, it seems every row I've got to fix up something because I cannot count to 4. And I think this needle size is better. It's making nicer definition stitches. Let's go here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Oops. Let's have a look here. All right. So let's hold this here and lift it up so you can look. I'll move it off the needle so it's all on the cable. So what we've got so far is the cast on 2 rows, the 4 in the crypto, and then the 4 in the melange. That's what we've got so far. So do you think we need wider stripes than that? Bianca says I sometimes have trouble counting to 2. Nice. Sandy says 4 to 5 inch cabled needle heads are great to work with for me. I have Tyrannosaurus arms and hands. I'm not built to play piano, nor do I have long stiletto fingers to handle long. Yeah, like hello 4-inch tips. Like 4-inch tips to the win. So yeah, no, I agree. Let me look. Game Winner says it's trimming, turning, and pressing time. Not my favorite part of the process. Oh, I understand that. Holly says, personally, if I need something mindless, it can't involve any counting one setup. I'm beginning to think the same. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do it. I frequently lose the ability to count. I love the yarns you're working with. Thank you. I quite like the Dolores idea of the big blocks. So you think like a block of this, like as in use up like, so I've got 12 balls. So use up 6 balls in a block, then make a block a similar size with this, and then the other 6 balls of the block. Is that what we're saying? Four is too high. Yeah, 4 is too high. But yeah, I'm beginning to think that the pattern itself looks nicer with less color activity. Like the pattern that we're working from, they chose a single yarn, and we're already breaking that up. But they rely on the single yarn to show you the changes in what we're doing. And like as it's resting, you can see it's sort of, you can see where the blocks change. Look at me with my little yarn table that I can just lift up. Look at the yarn table. But yeah, I'm thinking maybe 6 rows instead of 4. So make it wider stripes, but that's a lot of carrying with some chunky yarn as well, is the catch. The advantage of the narrow stripes is very, very easy to no, hang on a second, let me just read here. This reminds me of a time when I was trying to tablet weave with you lot in a Zoom. It was a lost cause. Yeah, sorry. So what you're saying is do 2/3 of the blanket in the blue, and then the last third followed by all of the white, then last third of the blue. I'm sure that makes sense, but my brain's really struggling. So Dolores says I'd split the main color into 2/3 and a third. So Dolores, my question for you, which is the main color? Is it this one that we have the most of, or this one that we're trying to use? Because if it's this one, then we'd split that into 2/3 and a third. So it would be like, say, 2 and a bit balls of that one, use that, then knit all of this white, and then the final third is this. Is that what you're saying? Oh, you're not helping. Your choice. I don't know. I'm trying to understand your vision of how you do it. And yeah. Because I definitely think it definitely needs the wider sections, because they need to be able to speak to each other. Like it needs the own colours around it to show the pattern. So I definitely understand that. Hey Frogmando, how you going? I bought a ball of 8 ply because I like the colour. How do I split it down to 2 4 plies? Surely that would save some yarn, right? I will say good luck with that. Yarn's not designed to do that. You need to look at how the yarn is constructed. All yarns are constructed differently. This is technically an 8-ply, but it is a single strand. There's no way to split it down. So that's the other thing. You need to look at what's called the ends. So let me look at this one. I don't know if this one's got any ends. It would be a job for multiple people. So this one here, it's multiple plies. Let's have a look at how many ends it's got. The other thing is, with how yarn is constructed, when they spin the yarn, right, it's spun in one direction. And then to create the strength to get all the plies to hold together, they spin it back in another direction. When you pull those yarns apart, you're going to technically unply the yarn. So then you're going to go back in and add the twist to both of those. Or are you just going to accept that it is now unplied yarn? So I personally don't recommend buying a ball of 8-ply because you like it and split it up. I don't see it working how you want to work. So, and this is quite common, an 8-ply yarn with 3 ends. So while this is technically I think it's classed as a worst weight yarn or a 10-ply, it only has 3 ends. So you couldn't split it in half even if you wanted to. Has it got a 4th end? Hang on. It's no, it's just got 3. It's very common for commercial yarns to use 3 strands of yarn to make the DK weight. So you're not going to be able to, very unlikely that you're going to be able to do what you want to do there, Frogmando. I'm very sorry about that. Most yarns won't do what you want it to do. There are definitely some that will, but you will need to accept that they will then be unplied. They will no longer be plied. They will lose their strength, possibly some of their springiness. So I would do a test before I went crazy. More elegant than simply striping it. So the color blocking. I've not done a lot of color blocking, to be honest. So you think the blue on the outside and then the white on the inside. Oh, no worries at all, Frogmando. Look, we all try different things. I buy lace weight yarn because I like the color, and then I do this thing where you, as I'm pulling it out of the ball, you create like a loop, right? And then you bring the loop through, and then you turn it into like 3 plies because the loop is a length. Hang on, gotta get more yarn here. And you make a loop. So basically, for those that are spinning, it's how we would do a chain ply, but you can manually do it without it being plied for your knitting and crocheting. So then you've got the 3 strands. Then you knit and crochet over that. La 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 la. Knitting, knitting, knitting. Get to the end. Then loop it through again and pull it through. And then you're like la 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 la, knit and crochet over that. And what that does is it gives you a much thicker yarn. So if you've got the lace weight yarns or a 4-ply that you want to be like a bulky, so because 4 plus 4 does not always equal 8 when it comes to plies. It depends on how much yarn, how much air is involved. So it's more like 4 plus 4 equals 10. So 10-ply, which is more of a worst weight. And so when you are adding out things like that, you need to swatch everything. When you are changing the nature of the yarn, you have to swatch it. If you don't, it could end up in tears. It could be bad. You could be very sad that it's just not doing what you want it to do. I know swatching is the devil for some people. I understand that. I do. But it means that we can test out theories. Like, so now I know that because I'm going to pull this out, and when you come back next week, I'm going to have a blanket width, and I'm going to be doing color blocking like Dolores and Bianca are talking about here in the chat. And I'm going to be working out a good way to color block these 2 colors to use, not this one, that one can go back in over there. I'm going to be color blocking these in big wide chunks to use up the yarn to make a nice throw for my couch. And I will also get to use up some stash yarn, use it for something I want to use. Knit a blanket finally. Never knitted a blanket. Well, I've knitted a baby blanket. I've never knitted a big blanket. I've tried and I failed. I got bored is what happened. So let's hope I don't get bored this time. So let's have a look here. So you're thinking the blue and then the white. So let's have a look here. 2/3 of the blue if you want to use all of the blue, all of the white, and then 1/3 of the blue. Okay, I can do that. So what I'm thinking is rather than trying to do math, right, I've got 3 balls of this. So I've got 4 balls right here, but if I used 3 instead, that would make it easy to work out the 2/3. So just use 2 of the balls, all of the white, and then the last ball. Because it's not like this, all of it I've got. I had 10 balls, so I'll use the yarn for something else. Let me just, I'm going to my calculator here. Calculator, where are you, calculator? There it is. Okay, so 428 meters times 3 equals 1280. We've got 1200 meters of this. We end up with balanced amounts ish. I think that works. What do you think? Do you think we have a plan? Should I create a Ravelry project page? And I'm pretty happy with the 4.5 mils for the needle size too. I think the 5s was just a little too big. The 4.5s just bring it down just enough. So yeah, so I don't know, like, oh, there's an ant in my coffee cup. That's all right, because there's no coffee in it. Ha ha ha, you're not in my teacup, are you? So yeah, what do you think? Are we ready for a Ravelry project page? Kelly's not here. Ha ha. So she can't boss us around. All right. And I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do 2 balls of this, all of that, and then the last ball of this, and call it done. What do you think? Frogmando says, I think I'll leave the craft to the missus. I'm hopelessly lost. Don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. It's all experimentation. All of it. You just have to be willing to experiment. That's the big catch. My only concern with doing such big blocks, I can block it out. I was going to say, my only concern is this white yarn's a bit chunkier. So the white blocks might bow out and then the blue blocks will bow in, but I can just frog that. Or I can then go and stick a little border on it with the last ball, if I really want. Yeah, I agree with that statement, Leanne. So yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. I think us, the little yarn table, looking at how it looks. I'm using up Yarn of Shame. And yeah, I'm pretty happy about that. I think this is a job well done, everybody. What do you think? Let me know in the chat. Job well done. I'm feeling good about this. So, you know, different color, different camera with different colors. So I think it'll work. I think we've got a plan, Stan. I think I will even go and put it in Ravelry. She's here in spirit. Get your Ravelry page done. Yes, and great, and even more mindless because you're not managing color. Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree with you. I've still got to count to 4, though, over and over again. Although what I did notice is when I was able to just sort of stare at it and focus on it, is you knit the pearls and purl the knits and go from there. So you'll have to come back next week to see where I'm up to. Hopefully I have something to show for it. I'm going to be trying to make a very big version. The pattern says the XXL version uses 1950 yards. So I'm going to be using their width for that, but we'll just make it a bit longer. We'll just keep going. So the XXL is 50 inches long, but it doesn't have a width. What's its width? 180 stitches. So what have we got here? We had 20. So I'm just going to pat that out a bit. 20 stitches, roughly non-blocked, like non, let's not be too specific here. 20 stitches became about 5 inches. So if we've got 180 stitches divided by 5 inches, calculator. 180 divided by 5 equals, will be 36 inches wide. I think we'll be making it a bit wider too. So I'll play with that. Anyway, I will catch you all next time. Same bat time, same bat station, next Thursday or Wednesday night if you're in the US. And have an awesome week, and don't be afraid to swatch. Even when your brain doesn't work, sometimes swatching works. You can also drop your swatches over in the Discord if you need some advice and help. Always over there having a little looky look, and so are lots of other talented, amazing people. So don't be afraid to swatch. It's not just about gauge, it's about how things look and how the yarn plays. And if you like that yarn with those needles, that's also a big one. All right, have an awesome week, and I will catch you next time. Bye now.